Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of NCW, also known as New Comic Wednesday. If you haven't been with us before, we chat for a few minutes every Wednesday about Zenescope's newest releases. If you don't know who I am your NCW host, Amber, and I feel like I'm kind of matching this girl right here. The mini me. We're both wearing like green. My hair just came out of the shower, so it's not fully done. But I got some NCW small icon vibes right now. At the start of every NCW, I run through my lovely spiel. So feel free to comment in the comments about what I'm going to say, because you probably already know. But if you're joining us for the very first time, you'll need to know where you can find Zenescope books. Where you can find them, you'll want to head to zenescope.com, press new releases, and it will show you everything that we have released, including our latest release. On top of that, you can always read us on the go on Comixology and find us at your local comic shop. And if they don't carry Zenescope, make sure that you ask for them to carry Zenescope. So you never miss any of our live streams, anything that's going on, any major announcements. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press that little subscribe button, press that notification bell, and then you can subscribe so you never miss any major announcements or any NCWs at 3 p.m. with me. Hello, everybody. I love seeing you every Wednesday at 3. On top of that, you're going to want to make sure that you react and you like and you comment and anything on this post so other people can find it. Make sure that you share it so people are able to find more NCWs. We have 2 incredible releases here today. The final story of the Phoenix Files #3, which we will talk about in a little bit, as well as us diving in on a Mystere Annual. So let's talk Phoenix Files #3 first. Casey, pop up those beautiful covers that we have. And as always, in the comments, make sure you shout out which cover you like the most. Wow, I had not seen cover C. Wow, I am seeing some sexiness on cover C, hardcore from the get-go. So comment which one you like. Wow, we got some wildness right here. Look at this cover D too. These are all some pretty strong covers. Cover C's has me laughing because it's very sexy, obviously. But so drop in the comments what your favorite cover is. In doing so, I will read the synopsis. Phoenix has been compromised. A new evil called Tempest has emerged from the murky depths, and Avril Williams is all alone in her fight to save the world. Can she pull her friend back from the brink before he is consumed by the darkness? Don't miss this climactic conclusion. 40 pages. What a good breakdown. I was going to say, I believe that Phoenix Files is written by Chaz! Which Casey has on this one slide, but is wrong there. Whoops. Anyway, I'm seeing this comment. The office was split. Casey went with D. Casey didn't go with C. I don't believe it. I'm shocked. I don't believe that at all. Jay went with C. I'm not shocked by that. Noah went B, and Sarah went with A. I'm feeling some D on this action. I love purple. Everybody will tell you that I will tell people that red is my favorite color, but really purple's probably my favorite color because I have mostly purple everything. Anyway, without further ado, I will bring on our own David Wohl to briefly talk about this, and then we can move on to our next release. So, David, welcome.
Hey. Well, I seem a lot closer than you.
Do you?
I'm like closer to the camera. I'll back up.
And I can't get too close, then everybody will see all my
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you turn your fan on, will your hair blow like your pick?
I don't think so, but
maybe you need to put a fan like in front of you. Yeah, no, that's not going to blow your hair much.
No, it's not going to get to that. That's my Miami fan. So when I get too hot and I'm on calls, I'll put that on. But then sometimes I feel like it gets distracting. So then I don't want to. Anyway, so today, oh, dang it. Sorry, I just got some bad news. Okay, so there's a trip. I wasn't supposed to take a trip in 3 weeks. That was a week I blocked off, and I just got dates to book a trip to Seattle that week. Anyway, now that's irrelevant to this conversation.
Seattle's nice this time of year, though, at least.
Oh, is it? Stay tuned. So let's talk a little bit about Phoenix Files #3. the conclusion story, we can't talk too much about it because
no, I want to talk. Actually, I want to like, and also talk about Mystere too. There's something similar in those two stories, which is when we come up with stories, there's a couple of different ways we do it, but a lot of times it'll be Dave and me and Ralph and Joe just like sitting in a room coming up with very basic ideas for stories that then, you know, we go places with, like Dave does on Grimm Fairy Tales. Like Dave has the idea and then he kind of pitches it to everyone and then people, you know, give comments on it and then it goes. But there's also another kind of story that sometimes Joe has an idea for a story, or you know, the main man Joe has an idea for a story, and then we kind of run with it. Now, and in this Mystere Annual and in the Phoenix Files miniseries, those basically came off of like Joe wrote out a concept for it that we then kind of built out into a story. So Joe has an affection for Phoenix, as he's put it in the story last year. You know, the Red Agent story. Was that last year? Maybe 2 years ago. Jeez.
Yes.
So this is basically continuing Phoenix's arc and bringing it into this big Cthulhu story arc that's been going like all year. And then Chaz, we started right when I started working at Zenescope. We were working on the Possessed book. Possessed? What was it called?
Possessive. Now I'm already forgetting the title of this book too.
Chaz was the editor of that Possessive book, and I was really impressed by his work on that. So he gave us some samples of his work, and we decided we wanted to start working with him as a writer. So he's done a couple of stories with us. He did the Iron Maiden story, and he did the last Red Agent story. So this Phoenix Files seemed good for him. Like for some reason, he's ended up in the Red Agent world, Red Agent and Avril. So he seemed like a natural for the story and continued it along, and he did a really good job with it. Phoenix and Avril, I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong too.
I know. I like it's spelled. I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's not Avril, but I'm not really sure what else it could be. So
Avril Lavigne is Avril, so I mean, it seems like it's probably Avril.
Maybe it is a real. I don't know. Okay, let's go with Avril for now.
Dave could tell us. So yeah, so like Joe gave us the basic idea for the Phoenix story, and then we sort of fleshed it out, and then gave it to Chaz, who did a great job with it. These characters after this story, this launched this new character Tempest, who's very important for the Cthulhu storyline. She was cover D.
Yes,
B. She was cover B.
I can't remember when we popped up those flippers.
So she's becomes a major character, you know, and then we continued Phoenix and Avril's struggles after this. So I felt like this was a good conclusion to the storyline, and I thought Tempest was a good villain, you know, like she has the choice to come back to be good, and she chooses, like we show in this issue that, I don't want to spoil it, but basically is given the choice to whether she wants to pursue good or evil, and we make it clear that it's her choice.
That's what's really hard about doing these NCWs is like figuring out what I do or don't want to spoil.
I think I ruined it already, so
I'm like, am I spoiling this? Am I spoiling that? I'm not really sure. Not 100%, not sure.
But yeah, so and we're going to continue to work with Chaz. He's doing some more stuff coming up after this.
Like what else?
Sure, I knew you'd point that. It's
once you bring it up, David, I'm going to ask.
It's the Hydra Zodiac story. We're bringing Zodiac back this year, and with the Hydra, another story that Joe did the outline for, that Chaz is working on right now.
Perfect.
Comes out later in the summer, I think.
Okay. So that was, that's what's really hard about conclusion stories or anything, is that we don't want to give anything away. And if we keep talking, I feel like we're going to give stuff away. So all you need to know is that Phoenix Files #3 is out. It's the conclusion. What did you want to say?
The art by Julia Cabrera and Fran Gamboa is really good.
Artwork is top tier.
They do a good job with each other. They really complement each other. And it's also like a real team effort. Chaz is really good about like being complimentary, way better than me. I mean, I guess I'm okay with him right now. He like points out like specific things. He's like, "Oh, I love the way you colored that fire and this and that." He's very impressive.
You know what's so funny is I was actually talking about you, God, on Sunday. Sunday at yes, on Sunday at MagicCon Minneapolis. There was a girl I was communicating with who works on our Popverse team, so she does the digital stuff, and I didn't know this, but she used to be an editor at Top Cow, and she was talking to me about Witchblade for such a long time, and I'm like, oh, did you ever work with David Wohl? And you didn't cross paths, but we did talk about Witchblade for a long time.
What was her name?
Her name's Ashley Robinson.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, she's a huge Witchblade fan. The reason we found out is because on my one water bottle are all the stickers that I that Noah gave to me at the VIP event. And so I put them all over my water bottle. And then she's like, oh, are you a fan of Zenescopes? And then we ended up talking about female characters. And then we started talking about
Witchblade. I'm not a fan of Zenescope.
I was like, Zenescope, no. I was telling her how much, then we started talking about Robin Hood, et cetera, but it's just funny because she was like, oh, I used to work at Top Cow. And she was telling me all about how like there was such a big Witchblade push, nothing to do with NCW, but it made me laugh because I was like, oh, I know David Wohl very well. I'm like, he's a really good person.
Did she know that I was involved in Witchblade?
I don't know if she knew that.
Yeah, who knows?
I did talk about you enough for her to find out.
My name's in all the books, but hopefully she looked inside.
Anyway, our second release today is the Mystere Annual, which is Spawn of the Abyss, right now in our web store. Casey's going to pop up those beautiful covers for us in just a minute. But Mystere, so like A and B, if I was at the store, I get it there, I would be looking, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
They're very similar. They're very, very similar. So these are our lovely covers. As always in the comments, say which is your favorite cover, maybe why you like Mystere a lot, Mary Medina, anything like that. I'll read the synopsis really fast. From the dark recesses of our world, an evil has returned, spreading its reach into all ends of the universe, even to the realms of the spirits. Mary Mystere Medina, tasked as the Oracle of the Dead, must venture into this unseen plane to quell a disturbance that threatens to shatter the balance of life and death. $7.99 right now. So those are all the covers. So drop whatever your favorite is. I think I kind of want to start on this specific story, talking about this tentacle, talking about like, I love a good creature that's drawn, and these were strong creatures that are drawn.
Yes. I like cover A, the way her mouth is open and the skull's mouth is open the same way. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty sick. That is pretty sick. I don't want to give away what this whole tentacle guy looks like. I really want to. Like, yes. Mystere Annual. So tell me, as I look this up, what's it like to write a story with someone? Because it said that it was written by you and Dave.
Oh, okay. So, so again, like I said, this one was basically outlined by Joe. Joe has a fondness for Mystere too.
Yes, I know. I'm surprised that he's still not writing her. I'm kind of impressed, if I'm honest.
We were able to peel this one away from him because he's been busy. So basically, like the story is split into, once you get the outline, you got to figure out what every page is going to have on it. So Dave and I will sit together like really loosely and be like, okay, let's expand on the story. Like just exactly what happens for this particular story. After that, one of us then will go out and write exactly what the artist is supposed to draw. And usually that includes some dialogue stuff too. Like if I'm writing a page and be like, a panel of the two people talking to each other, and he's like, did you see that? And the other person's like, yeah, like whatever it is. So in this one, Dave wrote that. So Dave basically broke down what the artist was supposed to draw.
Gotcha.
So then when I got it back, like once the artist draws it, then I wrote the dialogue for it. So so since we both came up with the story together, I know what the plan was. And then I also have his breakdown in front of me for what the artist is supposed to draw. So then I write the dialogue and then I run it by him. And then if it's something that's just written by me, I mean, when I work for Zenescope, basically everything is kind of created by Dave and I together. Like even when I do Gretel, Dave and I come up with the story together, and then I go off and I write the panel breakdown, and then I'll write the dialogue. And Dave will pretty much leave it alone, like unless he sees something like glaringly, bad. But if it's something that we work on together, like I want him to put his spin on it too. So I'll write like a first draft, say, and then if he's got an issue with the way something sounds, he could make any changes that he wants to it. So it's like a team effort. When I worked with Christina Z on Witchblade, interestingly, her and I would split scenes. Like I would write something, but it ended up sounding different. Like the two of us didn't sound the same. So, and then she would get annoyed with me and I would get annoyed with her if either of us edited the other person's writing. So it didn't really work out. So in this one, it's a lot smoother of a partnership.
That's fair. And it sounds like you guys have a good hold on how it should be done, because fans can always point out when the dialogue has changed on something. Like if you're ever watching a TV show and a writer isn't no longer the same writer, then you tend to be like, my character would never say this, or this character will never say that. And they get pretty dense about it.
I was thinking about that yesterday, actually. I was watching a Supernatural episode and I'm like, wow, this episode just seems like one, because they have those story Monster of the Week episodes that are written by like other people and they just sound different. They just sound goofy. They even have goofier music in them. Like they're just like a whole different vibe. Yeah, I don't want that. I want the characters to sound right.
You're like, what happened here? Where is it?
Cover E.
Let's just quickly look at this monster. I know I'm giving this away, but I don't really care.
Right. So that the star spawn, yeah, very Cthulhu-y.
Like, look, we got all these eyes here. I won't scroll at all to see more. Actually, let's scroll a little bit. Look at this eye right here. I love a good monster.
I really love the panel on the bottom, like that one on the left when he's like holding her, like with a profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah, so basically it's these creatures, they're alien creatures. They have some Aaron, there was a star spawn in Bell, it's true. The star spawns have been getting around. Basically, the star spawn started in and the star spawns started in the last year's Tales of Terror Cthulhu book. That basically was the launching of this whole storyline. Actually, no, the storyline sort of launched, I think, in last year's pinup. Was it last year's pinup book? Yeah, I think it was.
Aaron's like, wasn't there a star spawn in Bell?
There was. I said that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there totally was. The star spawns. They're in the climax of the star spawn story is coming up in the Robin Hood Annual. But they've been getting around. So in that Tales of Terror Cthulhu, at the end of that story, these star spawns get shipped all over the country. So wherever they go, they wreak havoc, creating mind controlling people and just a lot of bad stuff going on. So the one in this Mystere Annual is in New Orleans at the aquarium in New Orleans, like causing trouble. And that gets Mystere involved.
I'm just laughing because again, I love a good monster, but I love that Mystere, while being very interested, was completely created because of Joe's fandom, right? Like loves New Orleans, loves Cthulhu, loves voodoo. Like where else can this go? What is she suddenly a Philadelphia Eagles fan?
I think she happens to be an Eagles fan. Yeah. Actually, I think Dave has Bell as an Eagles fan.
Wow. There's no bias at all.
No Cowboys fans in the
it's ridiculous. And they're all wrong. So
villainous Zenescope, villainous Cowboy fans.
That's what I mean. You're right. If they ever portrayed the Cowboys, we'd probably be, I constantly think that maybe people don't like the Cowboys because of the movie Little Giants, right? In the Little Giants movie, the Cowboys are the bad guys. They're the better team. They lose the Little Giants. Sorry, spoilers for those who haven't seen the Little Giants, but I'm constantly like, do people hate the Cowboys because they watched Little Giants as a child and they were automatically portrayed?
No, I think people don't like the Cowboys because of in the 80s, they were like, they called themselves America's team. They became America's team and then pissed everybody else off.
Me. Casey hasn't seen any movies, so this doesn't shock me at all. Makes me laugh. So yeah. Anyway, So Mystere Annual, if you guys end up checking it out, which you really should check it out, there are a lot of callbacks like David just mentioned, some introductions and intertwining of other stories, and a lot of like little editor's notes that you'll see in there that will say, hey, you should check this out and you should cite this book or go back and read this or anything like that.
And
What
it
is
basically
next?
starts to explain the bigger picture,
Yep.
you know, like where they come from and what they're doing and what they're about.
What is the next step for Mystere?
Well, she makes a guest appearance in Grimm Fairy Tales for a few months up until 75. She's also in the Robin Annual.
Yes.
All connected to this big story. Then after that, there's more stuff closer to home. It was stuff that we introduced last year. Oh no, maybe it was the Van Helsing story, Rights of Shadows. My memory, you know, I'm glad I remember these things. In the Van Helsing story, we introduced this brotherhood, how there's mysterious like runes on different buildings in New Orleans. So we kind of want to go further down that rabbit hole to see what that's about and get Mystere involved in more local witchcraft, spiritual stuff going on in New Orleans.
So more New Orleans, more Mystere, more witchcraft.
More spirits, more skulls, voodoo.
I'm in for all of that.
More beignets.
I love a good beignet, so I really hope that's where we're at. I had a not good beignet the other day.
Noah and I had a good beignet in New Orleans.
Did you? I didn't get to have one. That's right. I don't remember anything I did in New Orleans. That was so long ago. I've taken like 7 trips since then. I'm like, what did I do in New Orleans? What happened that weekend? I don't even remember.
I know why you don't remember.
Oh, that's fair. Maybe my memory blocked that out forever. Anyway, so speaking of New Orleans, before you leave us, let's talk a little bit briefly about the VIP event. So I see that we're doing another VIP event. It will be taking place in Philadelphia, and I'm guessing you'll be there. You're on this list, so I'm going to say yes.
Oh, I'm on the list? I never know.
It does say hang with Zenescope creators and staff, special guest, obviously, son John. Love John Royal. I'm so hype he's coming. Can I just talk about John Royal? He's a very
like
shy
all these
person,
guys.
but he's incredible. What a great lineup. Mike DeBaltho, Elias, Anthony Spey, Joe Brusher, Rob Tedesco, Dave Franchini, David Wohl, Pat Shan, and my girl, Jenna Lynn Wright.
Wow, you broke that. I'm going to be there. Well, I didn't even know.
Well, it's on the website, so
that's in August. Oh, I didn't even realize it was so soon.
It is on the website, so if anything's wrong on the website, don't hold me to that.
I believe it.
I'm gonna drop that link.
Wait, did my recent expedition to New Orleans influence the book? It did a little bit, Noah. It did. And my time with you.
Noah's like, were there any shout outs to beignets in this storyline?
I'm just working on my shout out to Candelas in Grimm Spotlight Masumi.
I love that. So again, I will quickly plug in this VIP event before I let you go. So it's August 11th through the 12th in Philadelphia, so a little bit earlier than it was last time. But for those who haven't joined us at a VIP event, it's a really good time. You're going to have the most fun of your life. Make sure that you go. If you haven't joined us, this is the first time that you'll get to meet everybody and hang out, and it'll be lovely. And like I shared, Sun is finally making the appearance that we've been promising for X amount of how long knows. So make sure that you go and you meet all these incredible artists. You can get stuff signed, some of your favorite writers and creators. And hold on, I'm pulling up my last email. Early bird pricing is 10% off until May 24th. So you have the opportunity to get an early bird pricing as
2 weeks from today.
Yes, 2 weeks from today. You know, I was actually wondering that. Thank you, Noah. They said Jay, but the character didn't look like Jason, so I didn't think that was Jay.
It was. I needed to put him in somewhere.
So wait, was it Jason?
I mean, it wasn't drawn to be Jason, but
okay.
I gave him a name.
I wasn't
on that.
I wasn't 100% sure.
Jason does not die in Masumi, I have to admit.
I saw Jay in the background, and then I'm like, is it? And I didn't think it was him, because usually you make it look like him. And
yeah, no, it wasn't. It was we didn't tell the artist to do anything special.
Looking to pull up to see what he looked like again.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's just a regular guy.
Could he be? Wait, I'm going to share my screen really quick. Could anybody be these? Here we go. Da, da, da. Who are these bones right here? Could that be a person?
Oh, it's sort of like Lost.
Maybe could be a cameo by someone. You just don't know it's a cameo.
Maybe sometime in the future we'll show the story of these bones.
I'm sure that Dave already has an entire backstory for this.
Actually, these bones are supposed to be the alien creatures.
Yeah, I assume so, because, but maybe one of us was an alien creature in a past life. I'm trying to get somebody a cameo out here, David.
We're working on it.
Okay, that's all I have for today. Anything else that you'd like to share, or are we all set?
No, I think I'm all set. I'm excited to man, when Masumi comes out, because now it's fresh in my mind, because I'm working on it right at this moment. The art by this guy Saint Yak, who was in the Grimm Spotlight, he did pages in the Grimm Annual last year.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the Grimm Annual? I don't know. Yeah, it was the Grimm Annual. The one with in the gem. He's really good. His artwork is phenomenal. I have a little trouble following a story, but he does great artwork.
Are you talking about the Masumi book that's coming out in June 7th? I was looking ahead at our schedule.
Yes.
Yep. Grimm Spotlight, Masumi. Okay, well, that's all I have. Thanks for joining us today, David. I'm sure I'll have you on very, very soon.
I hope so. Thank you.
Bye. Again, we were talking about two incredible releases today, which are Phoenix Files #3, which is the conclusion to our trilogy for Phoenix Files, as well as talking about our Mystere story, our Mystere Annual, which I unveiled, Starspawn. I unveiled what the alien tentacle creature, I kind of like calling him that instead than the official name, looks like. So if you haven't checked out either of those books, make sure that you head to your local comic shop right now and you go get them. Again, that is $7.99 for the Mystere and $5.99 for Phoenix Files. Before I dive into my full recap mode, it looks like we have two new releases coming out next week, which should be Mangoat and the Bunny Man. Yes, 2023 Spring Special, and Cinderella versus the Queen of Hearts #2. So I'm sure we'll have some lovely guests on very, very soon. I haven't had Joe on in a while. I kind of want to ask Joe on, so we'll see. We'll see what that looks like maybe for next Wednesday. Like I was mentioning before, a big announcement that they had upcoming this past week is our VIP event, which we already talked about very briefly, happening August 11th through the 12th. I see Ralph in the background. If he would like to hop on and talk about it, he's more than welcome to, but I'm sure that he won't. Oh, he's there. No, come on. You're here. Come on. You already shake. No, come on. No, please, for 3 seconds. No, I can't even win it. Okay, that's lame. Oh, I don't know what he's saying. I think it's loud back there. I don't know what he's saying. Anyway, so our VIP event, like I mentioned before, early bird pricing is 10% off until May 24th. So you'll want to jump in on that. And like I said, this is your first opportunity to meet many of these artists, including Sun, who we've promised over and over again, and she'll finally be making an appearance. So make sure that you join that in Philadelphia. I'm sure you'll have a fantastic time with everybody there. On top of that, some other stuff going on. I think that we have our next movie club coming up, but I never remember any of the dates for movie club because every time I look, it always says new date or new release. So I'm sure Casey's going to drop that in the chat for me any time now. When our next movie club will be, I assume that it will be in 2 weeks. I could be wrong about that. She's typing away, so I trust her. I don't know if we have a graphic, but she's still typing. So movie club happening in probably 2 weeks-ish. You'll see a date. Who knows? Stay tuned. Okay. Oh, we were going to talk about early bird tickets on sale. Stephen Ponsler won the Guess the Artist contest by guessing which artists were going to be attending, which means that he has won, what did he get, 20% off. Yay, I love confetti. We haven't had confetti on here in a while. I'm all in on confetti. I'm looking back for my email feed today with Casey. I'm not that prepared today. I'm very sorry, everybody. But yay for Stephen Ponsler. I'm sure, again, Casey's typing in the background, everything that I need to know that you guys need to know. It looks like there is going to be a Motor City exclusive cover, and that they're going to be able to meet Keith Garvey and Mike B. Pascal at Revival Collectibles. I don't know if we have a booth number or anything, but if you're going to Motor City, you'll want to check that out. And then Philly Fan Expo is happening the weekend of June 2nd through the 4th in Philadelphia. So you'll have an opportunity to meet our team there. I think that's kind of it. Besides our copy with, May 24th. How long did that take you, Casey? Don't you attend these? May 24th is Top Gun. No Top Gun Maverick? Okay, no JK. Okay, yep. Oh, looks like I'm assuming Ralph is going to be at Dallas Fan Expo with Jeff. So if you want to check them out there, that's fine too. I'm looking to see if there's anything else that I should be. May Virtual Cosplay Con. What are the dates for that? Where is the losing some organization here? It's not that great. I'm sure Casey will pop that in the chat. Next week, maybe the week after. There we go. May 25th through 26th, right leading into Memorial Day weekend. Have the best time with everybody. And those are, the availability there. Okay, this is all I got. Sorry for my very sloppy wrap up. May something. This is just where we're at on these. Okay, love that. Well, this has been Amber signing off for NCW. We're here at Zenescope. You come for the covers, but you stay for the stories. I will see everybody next Wednesday at 3 p.m. for NCW.